So, as we know, Iraola has walked through the gates at Anfield. And look, I've spoken about what his systems demand on this channel before: the high press, vertical, relentless. His teams, they don't wait for the game to come to them, they impose. And here's the thing that I feel that some people might be sleeping on: Liverpool's academy has quietly been producing players who might potentially fit that mold almost perfectly. And I say almost. Today, we're going to be breaking down 5 of them, not just who they are, but specifically why each one is built for what Iraola is about to build. So make sure you stay with me, stay locked in. Let's get into it. So, first up, we've got a player who, if you follow the academy closely, you'll know exactly who he is. And if you don't, pay attention because he is a little bit different. Kieran Morrison, Northern Irish, recently made his debut for the Northern Ireland national team. He plays primarily as an attacking midfielder, but, and this is key, he can operate on either flank. He can drop deeper as a playmaker or press from the 10 position. That kind of positional flexibility is not something you just coach into a player. Either you have that reading of the game or you don't. What jumps out watching Morrison is his composure in tight spaces. He doesn't rely on pace to escape pressure. He uses body feints, short bursts, and really clever weight of touch to buy himself a yard where other players at his level panic and they lose it. His passing range is very good for his age: long diagonal switches, quick 1-2s on the edge of the box. He's always looking to move the game forward. He's never a sideways option. And goals. People forget Morrison can score goals, not just tap-ins. He has the kind of long-range strike that makes you sit up straight when you see it. He's drawn comparisons to players like Curtis Jones for his movement and dribbling style in tight areas. And if you know what Jones brought at his best, especially during the academy, that's a serious benchmark. Now, for me, here's why I feel he can fit Iraola specifically. Iraola's system demands midfielders who press intelligently, not just frantically. You need to know when to go, when to hold, when to press the trigger. That's an IQ thing. Morrison has the IQ. He works off the ball constantly. He doesn't switch off. He already made his first team appearance in the Carabao Cup this season. That tells you Liverpool's coaching staff at the time are not treating him as a future prospect. They're treating him as a present one. Keep that name close. Let's move on to the next player. So next up, we have Joshua Sonni-Lambie. And I know some of you are already nodding because if you've been watching the under-18s and under-21s this season, you've seen already what this kid can do. He's a modern forward, not a classic number 9. He's more in the mold of a false 9, a link-up attacker who can pull between the lines and make himself impossible to pick up. He likes to press from the front with genuine intensity. He wins the ball high. He creates chances for his teammates. And, of course, he can score goals himself. What I like about him is his physicality relative to his profile. He doesn't look the most imposing player on paper, but he holds the ball under pressure brilliantly, uses his body to shield, drags defenders with him, and his close control at speed is sharp. Prolific at both under-18 and under-21 level this season, the Athletic ran a full profile on him that doesn't happen for players who aren't genuinely turning heads. The Iraola fit here is, for me, quite obvious because his number 9 needs to be the first line of press every time without fail. Sonni-Lambie does that naturally. It's not something he has to be reminded of. He hunts the ball. He's aggressive without the ball. And the versatility matters too. He can operate as a false 9 off the left, off the right. In Iraola's fluid attacking structure, the adaptability makes him a genuine option across multiple positions, not just one, waiting for the right moment. Could be Liverpool's impact option from the bench potentially this season. Of course, League Cup games earlier on, and if he performs there, the door opens further. Let's take a look at the next player on the list, and everything about his profile tells me Iraola is going to love him. Let's check it out. So the next player up is Keyrol Figueroa. Yes, you guys remember that surname. Former Wigan defender Maynor Figueroa, who played in the Premier League, if you guys remember, way back when. He recently made his international debut for Honduras, deciding to choose them over the United States. Very bold choice. He currently stands at around 6 feet tall. He's very strong in the air. His movement in the penalty box is very, very instinctive. He peels off his markers. He's able to find the blindside positions. He arrives late into the box, and that kind of movement isn't coached easily. You can tell in the box he does come alive. It's almost primal for a striker. Either you smell the goal or you don't, and Figueroa smells it. His finishing, clean, both feet, head. He has a powerful strike, and he's composed when it counts. And that's exactly the point that Iraola may look at. Iraola's number 9s have to be able to press relentlessly, and that's something that Figueroa can do. He already does that to a very, very decent level. He's very diligent without the ball. He cuts off the passing lanes. He makes the opposition go back to the goalkeeper and centre backs, and he makes them uncomfortable just by his positioning and movement. Now, does he displace someone like Isak? Of course not. Not even remotely close. But in a system where depth matters, League Cup, the FA Cup, all of these things, all of these competitions where he could be able to make his appearance and make his mark, especially during the pre-season. If Isak were to pick up a knock and potentially had to put him on the bench, again, not saying he's going to be a world beater anytime soon, but he is definitely someone to take a look at. But let's take a look at the next striker, who I do believe is a lot closer to that first team than many people think. Wright. Now here is a striker that I believe can make that step up to the next level. Signed by Liverpool from Salford. He's been playing men's football since he was about 16. He actually played against Manchester City in the FA Cup for Salford. And again, this is just the confidence that teams and managers have had in him from such a young age. 6'3", he is physically enormous for an academy striker. He bullies centre-backs. He leads the line independently. He doesn't need to be constantly involved in build-up play to be effective. He can isolate, he can hold, he can win aerial duels, and then on top of that, he can finish. And his finishing isn't just a product of his size, because he can score with his head, yes, of course, but he's also rapid, low backlift strike that goalkeepers just can't read until it's too late. He finishes with both feet. He runs in behind defensive lines intelligently. He times his runs. He doesn't chase. And especially with someone who is that tall, very, very, very good. He made his debut at Salford City, of course, before joining Liverpool. And of course, Liverpool have had Cody Gakpo playing as a false nine. They've had makeshift solutions at the centre-forward position. We also know that Ekitike is injured. Every Liverpool fan watching this season has felt that the absence of a true number 9 with Isak's injury, Ekitike obviously getting injured, someone who just lives in the box and scores goals for breakfast. I feel that Wright is a player, of course, with development and nurturing and a bit more game time, is a player who can potentially be that type of player. Under Iraola, the number 9 role becomes even more demanding. As we know, press starting from the front, the striker has to cover quite a bit of ground, and they have to be strong enough to hold the ball when the team plays long, and needs to also be clinical when the chance arrives. Well, I believe he ticks all 3 of those boxes. He'll be, of course, in the team in pre-season, whilst Isak is at the World Cup. Ekitike, of course, being injured, unless Liverpool make another signing. And even if they do, I feel that Wright will get minutes in front of Iraola from day one of the pre-season. What he does with those minutes, that could obviously shape his entire career trajectory, but I back him to make an impression. Let's take a look at the last player on the list. Now, of course, this is a player that we all know very, very well. He's been in the headlines as of recently. Let's take a look at him and see what he's all about. Joshua Abe, born 17th of July 2010. Guys, he wasn't alive when Fernando Torres signed for Liverpool. He wasn't alive for Istanbul. He's only still 15 years of age, and he's already being spoken about in the same breath as Raheem Sterling at the same age. And I don't say that lightly, and neither do the people inside the academy who watch him every single day. So what kind of makes him so special? Well, let's start off with the physical foundation. Low center of gravity, outstanding balance, pace, and acceleration that is already at a high level for his age. And this is a body that hasn't finished developing yet. When it's fully mature, that athleticism he has right now becomes something very, very different. But pace alone doesn't make. What separates Abe is what he does with it. He cuts inside from the right onto his left foot. That's his obviously natural threat, and he does it at full speed without losing the ball. His close control under pressure at high speed is not something you see at under 18 level. The coordination, the balance, the ability to execute complex technical actions when the game is moving fast around him, that in itself is very, very advanced. Now, he's of course being compared to a Saka just in terms of the playing style. It's more of a profile comparison, a left-footed inside forward who cuts in, who creates decisive moments in congested spaces, who is brave enough to take defenders on in isolation and back himself to win. He already became the youngest player ever to feature for Liverpool in the UEFA Youth League. And under Iraola, the right-wing position in a high-energy vertical system is a playground for a player like Abe. Iraola's wingers need to press from the front, but they also have the license to run at defenders, to be unpredictable, to be the chaos factor in transition. And that is Abe's natural game. Now, full transparency, his contract situation has just been resolved. And of course, he had clubs circling, but he has, of course, decided to stay with Liverpool. Do I think he's probably the best of the five? Did I save the best till last? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. So there you have it. Those are the five players I believe could potentially have a future under Iraola: Morrison, Sonni-Lambie, Figueroa, Wright, and Abe. Five players I believe are built in different ways for exactly what Iraola may demand from his team. And here's my final thought. Iraola doesn't just inherit a first team, he inherits a pipeline. And if he trusts it, the way that Klopp trusted a Trent, for example, the way he trusted a Jones, the way he trusted young players who went on to win everything, Liverpool's next generation might arrive sooner than anyone thinks. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Which one of these five do you believe has best chance of making it here at Liverpool? Drop those names in the comment section. I will catch you guys soon. Peace.